Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for joining our 20th Virtual Leadership Seminar. This Virtual Leadership Seminar is a program that we hold to educate our members and other people who join us. That is why we record it in order not to deprive people who will watch later on. And today we are having Miss Bernadette Seyram Azah, a youth advocate, as our guest. Let's start with a word of prayer. Father Lord, we thank you very much for this day. As you have commenced this seminar, we call for you to join us, moderate, teach us, and at the end of the day, we make a change in this world. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you. I am Jones Amegashie-Viglo, the Executive Director of Youth Impact Movement. I am as well the Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament. And today, just as I informed you, this is our 20th edition of the Virtual Leadership Seminar. And we have in our midst our guest speaker for this edition, that is Miss Bernadette Seyram Azah, a youth advocate. I don't know whether she wants to also take on the designation as a feminine advocate as well. She equally contested for a distinguished office, but God has better plans for her. And she's here with us today. I would like, in her introductory session, I would like her to speak on herself as well before she actually presents on our topic for today. Our topic for today is empowering females in youth leadership, overcoming the layback effect. This is a topic that is actually dear to my heart because Youth Impact Parliament as well suffers from this layback effect, and having someone distinguished as herself to speak on this would enlighten us on what that effect is and how we can overcome it. As much as possible, I am an advocate for the affirmative bill, and in doing so, I've ensured that at every level of leadership in Youth Impact Parliament and Youth Impact Movement, there is always a female who is part of such a leadership. However, it is not easy getting them there. You have to speak to them. And I don't know whether we need to get to the fortunate part to get to them. But however, not to give any spoiler alert in her presentation, I would allow the guest speaker to actually clarify on that point for us and make it clear for us. She is not limited to just this topic. She can actually speak on anything else that is dear to her in addition to this. But at the end of the day, would have an impact on the topic and any other related matters that is dear to her. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby present to you your guest speaker, Madam Guest Speaker, your audience. Miss, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jones. And I'm so excited to be here. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right, sure. So, as he already said, my name is Bernadette Seyram Azah, not Azah. Yeah. And as he said, I contested for UGSRC last year. And that's like just, one of the lesser things I've done so far. One of the recent things I've done. I'm a youth advocate, so I work with a couple of organizations. And it is interesting to know that I started youth advocacy at 16, 17. And I started with Plan International. We had a grant to undertake a project in Volta region. In Hull. I was in Hull by then. And I moved to UG. So I'm now with a couple of organizations. I'm with Youth Advocates Ghana. I'm with YIM, PPAG, Ghana Girl Guides. Just to mention a few. And so I'm the youth focal person for Youth Advocates Ghana, a youth member, and then a PRO for Youth Action Movement. That's a youth wing of PPAG. I'm sure you guys know about it. And also a member of Ghana Girl Guides, a young leader for Ghana Girl Guides Association, and a YES alumni. So YES is Youth Exchange South to South, and yes, a 2021 alumni. That's like 2 years ago. And so that's just like a brief. And okay, so for my leadership, I've served as Women's Commissioner for the hall I reside in UG. Aside contesting for SRC Secretary, I'm the former General Secretary for Volta Region Students Association, University of Ghana campus, like Legon. So that's just a brief introduction about me, and I would want to start up straight to the topic for today, which is empowering females in youth leadership and then overcoming the layback effect. So I know we all understand what the topic is talking about, and the layback effect has to do with young people, and to be specific here, young females finding it difficult or being hesitant to take up leadership roles. And there are lots of challenges when it comes to females wanting to take leadership positions. And I'll talk about the challenges. I'm sure we already know about some of them. We can start to talk about the barriers that exist when young people want to take up. I keep saying young people because I'm always working with young people. But when females want to take up leadership positions, I don't really think that the barriers. Of course, there are some barriers. So we'll talk about the stereotypes. For example, we can talk about such positions. For example, when it comes to University of Ghana, and say contesting for SRC president is not a female thing. There are stereotypes. Females are like too sensitive. They can't take up leadership positions. So they exist. There are stereotypes that exist. There are barriers that exist when it comes to finances. When it comes to a whole lot. And then for the most part, when it comes to the layback effects, one of the things that is very dominant is lack of confidence when it comes to young females, because you get to question yourself, am I enough? Can I do this? This is a big thing. And I will not say it doesn't exist. It really does exist. Personally, so I attended Ola Girls, and when I was in Ola, my chaplain wanted me to contest for school prefects, girls prefects. And I was like, you have this kind of thinking, okay, those kind of positions are for like the big people, the rich girls in school. And I was like, so come to think about it. So after I didn't contest for the position and all that, and then when I got to uni, I began to reflect on it. Like, I could have easily done this, but I kept telling myself I wasn't too enough. It wasn't for me. I wasn't one of the rich girls that could take up the position and all that. So I just held back. I felt I wasn't enough, and it wasn't something that was meant for me. So moving forward, I made a promise to myself that I'm going in for anything that it doesn't hurt trying. I'll go in for it. I'll try. If it doesn't work, that's fine. So when I came to UG, I took up leadership positions. Whenever the opportunity presents, I don't give excuses. I just go in for it, because how bad can it get, or how worse can it be? And yes, I've held a couple of positions on campus with YIM, with Vosa Legon, and then obtaining ultimately UG SRC. And with that, it was a very difficult thing, because obviously it's SRC, and then we have 60,000 people, University of Ghana, a very huge population, and very tough, because usually politics is in a way that everyone is looking, and politicians are putting in their word. You must know someone, and you must be big. And this is just a small girl coming from home wanting to be SRC secretary. Who do you know? Who is your auntie? Who is that big person? But I stood my grounds, and I went in for it. We're 7. 7 that contested for the position, and it was a very tough competition that came with its own, a lot of experiences. But I don't regret it. I think it's one of the best things that I could have done, because even out of the 7, I made it to like the runoff, so nobody could pull a 50+1 votes, and we had to go into a runoff. So the two of I went into a runoff with another person, and then ultimately she won the election. So I don't regret it. The experience is a very good one, and the experiences that I know would live with me forever. So basically, that's been it. I'm not done with the presentation, because I still have to talk about how to overcome the layback effects and all that. So I think I'll just pause if there are questions on what I've said so far, and then we take it from there.
We are enjoying the presentation. We want more. We want more. So send it to the show. There's
Really?
more time. Yes, we want more.
All right. So when it comes to overcoming the layback effects, one of the things I identify is mentorship, because I really can imagine my life without a mentor, and I think everyone should have a mentor. And sometimes when we talk about mentors, we envision someone so big, people want the top people to be their mentors. Just identify someone in your circle, someone who is doing amazing, someone who, taking the right path. Because when you see good thing, someone who is going the right way and you admire, you want to do the same thing. Just get those people in your circle. Of course, asking for mentors that are the ones we all wish for. If you get the opportunity, like bingo, just go in for it, because mentorship is very good. Very, very, very good. And I think everyone should have a mentor, because when you want to take up those leadership positions, talking to people would definitely help you on how to go about things, what to do and what not to do, and all that. And also, I'll talk about networking, because for in my experience contesting with UG, like in UG, I think networking helped a lot, because when I was in level 100, that's when I contested for Wasalegon secretary. So I knew a lot of people. So networking when it comes to like your colleagues, and networking at the outer as well, like outer school. It's like networking with people, talking to people, making friends and all that. I wasn't, and fun fact, it wasn't like a plan to like contest when I was in level 100. But I just like networked with a lot of people, and I was doing a lot of activities and volunteering outside school. So how does this network help me when it comes to contesting for leadership positions? It depends. Some of them might not involve money, but in a situation where you need money, you need people to root for you, you need people to help you, to support you, to talk to people on your behalf. You definitely need people, and people is like, people currency is like one of the best things you could ever have. Having people to send in a word for you, having people to talk for you, is just one of the best things that could ever happen to me. So I think networking is something that must not be taken for granted. And so that's one of the second points in overcoming um, the layback effect. I also talk about a supportive environment. If you don't have the right friends, if you don't have the right circle to say you can do it, go in for it, it's for you. You would, the vision would die on arrival, because I could remember wanting to contest, and I spoke to a couple of people. I spoke to friends, and they're like, "Why do you want to contest for SRC secretary? Like, why not go in for the presidency? Why not do this?" Like, your friends are supporting you, asking you like, "Why not go in for a bigger things, like a bigger thing?" So if you don't have the right boot, and you can have friends that are like, that thing is not for you. Like, what are you going to do there? So I feel like having the right circle, having the right people around you can also help in overcoming the layback effects. And then I'll talk about skills and capacity building you can't say you are contesting for a position or you want to be a leader when you do not build your capacity, when you do not attend mentorship sessions, you do not go for, I don't know, like, we have, you don't go for civic clinics, anything that can make you a leader. You don't go for leadership seminars, you don't go for workshops and all that. I mean, you're not building yourself. So you have to do a lot. I mean, I've done a lot of trainings, both national, international, go for programs, workshops, or even ones that are not paid or it's not an opportunity people want to go to. Just log in and listen to something, because at the end of the day, you definitely pick something. Reading, I mean, just in building your capacity in any way. It can be reading, meeting people, branding, and all that. I mean, you just have to build yourself. So when the opportunity presents, when the opportunity presents itself, you have a bigger or a nicer brand to present. Because I mean, as a leader, people would be attracted to your charisma. I mean, we can say, oh, he's a very good leader. He's very brilliant. He knows this and this. He does this and this. So I think everyone should build their capacity, should make sure they keep learning and preparing for whatever leadership position they want to take up. And I think that's one of the things to overcome there. Because when it comes to young people contesting or being in leadership position, we encounter situations where she feels like, okay, I'm not doing enough. I can do this. I can't talk. Oh, one of the things, oh, I can't talk. I can't talk in front of people. I'm a very shy person. So you should practice. One thing I did that worked for me is that I take the opportunity to be at every gathering that would enable me to speak, or that would enable me to talk to people or interact with people. So when I go for workshops and then there's a breakout session and they said, oh, group one, who would present? And everybody's like, no, I don't want to present. I'm like, this, excuse me, hold on. Sorry for that. So I'm like, I'll do it. What do we have to present? Oh, this and this and this. I'll go and say it. So I took the opportunity to talk, whether it's in front of 3 people, in front of 5, 6. I would go for the opportunity. I wouldn't. Of course, you will be shy, especially when it's a larger crowd. I remember when I was in somewhere last year. I went to Ethiopia, and I had to host a session with a consortium I was with. Like I was part of a consortium, and I had to like do a presentation for them. It was like, this is a big place, people from all over the world. Like, I mean, all African countries in this room. Like, I was scared. I was shy. I knew what I had to do, but to be frank, you would feel that this is a larger crowd. The anxiety is there, but just do it anyway. Because I mean, that's what I tell everybody. Like, do it anyway. Because how bad can it get? How worse can it get? The worst is that I don't remember something to say, or I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how bad it can get. So I'll take the opportunity to talk to people, to practice my public speaking whenever the opportunity to present itself. And I think it really helped me in contesting for UGSRC, because University of Ghana is a very big community, and you would literally have to go to every lecture hall to talk to people. And you enter a lecture hall, like, I mean, a typical political science class would be like 1,000 people, because my class is like 1,000 people. So they made everyone is staring in your eyes, like, yeah, like, okay, I'm just looking up, like, at the head of everyone, like, staring. And I mean, I'll deliver what I want to say and go my way. So it really helped. I could see other contestants struggling to talk. Like, it would come with time. But when we all started, like, yes, then they're shy to walk in. And when I'm walking into a lecture room, I'll wear my heels. So from entering from the back, I'll be digging. So you know that you feel my presence. Ka, 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 ka. And I walk, if there's a lecturer in there, hello, please, can I talk to your class? I take the microphone and I say whatever I have to say, because I mean, sometimes you are shy, the lecturer might even say, no, I don't have time. But I mean, if you say you are not giving me your time, I'm just asking for 2 minutes. If you can't give it to me, how bad can it get? I'll just go my way. So I feel like just take the opportunity to do it. So far, so I've spoken about 4. I've spoken about mentorship. I've spoken about capacity building. I've spoken about networking and having a supportive cycle. So I think I'll still pause for now, and I want the session to be more interactive. So I would want you guys to ask questions, and then we take it up from there, if that works. All right, sure. I think I can see Jones raising.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Right, Salom. So we'll take Jones first, and then Brides goes after.
Thank you very much. The first question I have is, it appears emotions is one of the obstacles that affects women, leading to the layback effect. Assuming they have tried one leadership portfolio, and leadership is quite harsh to its victims. If you are to account, or even not that, you are supposed to do something, then you don't do it. The people turn up to be very harsh towards you, and they end up just withdrawing from leadership entirely. They don't want to lead again. And I have experienced such and should I say, I had it with one deputy of mine. It appears she just had an experience when she was SRC vice president, and since then she just does not want to try anything student or youth leadership again. So even coming to YIP sitting, she does not want to, because of an experience she had at the SRC. What do you say about that? And yes, any solution to that particular emotional issue?
I think that's very true, and I think I'm a victim to an extent. People can be very mean, people can be very harsh, people can betray you when you want to contest for leadership positions, and sometimes, as humans as we are, we tend to react. I remember, and I think it all has to do with the cycle and kind of people you keep around you. Because there are times where someone does something to me and I'm like, I'm just going to blow. Like, I want to talk to this person. I want to meet this person. And my manager is like, hey, come back. Don't do it. We don't do it like that. So it has to do with, all boils down to the mentorship, having people around you that can hold you back. There are times where I just want to like put my seat towards the end low, like just raise someone out, like call someone out and tell the person my mind. And the person's like, I mean, my manager was like, come back, don't do that. Don't be too emotional. You can't be an emotional politician. And that's all boils back to the stereotypes people talk about when it comes to female leadership. That women are just too sensitive. They are too weak. They are not able to carry out. I'm not. And so to an extent, I'm not that. If I'm not emotionally weak, because sometimes I can just decide not to mind you. If you bring it on, I would also bring it on. But people handle emotions differently. So coming back to your questions, people handle emotions differently. You might not know. Some people are just babies. Like when it comes to emotions, like people that are hardcore, and then there are people that are too soft. So little things like really get to them, and sometimes it's something she least expected to happen to her, and it happens. So there's really no manual to it that, okay, this is what you should do when it comes to her being emotional and being in a leadership position. I think it has to just talking to the person, seeing the potentials or benefits you could get from having to contest. Because I remember after my elections, we were like, okay, do you want to contest for GRASAC? I'm like, hey, when it comes to graduates, no, nobody should count me when it comes to elections. Like, it's just a personal share. Like, you've had your own share of the whole thing, and you don't want to engage in it because you know how it is. You know how bad people can, like, the things people can do just to grab power, and you feel like, this thing is so nauseating, I don't want to do it again. So they are based on personal experiences people have, and you can just talk to the person. You can try to convince them to see exactly what's in it for them, and what they could get or what they have to offer and all that. I just hope I'm able to answer the question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, so I'll move on to Bright.
All right, thank you very much. What Miss Seyram, yeah. So my issue has to do with the lady not being communicated.
Excuse me, I can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So my issue has to do with the females not partaking fully in this. I think that's some of the setbacks that we ought to discuss, because I've had an encounter with most of them, because most people consult me whenever they, especially the ladies, if they want to go and aspire for certain position as well. But what I have said is that the confidence, yes, they don't have.
I'm so struggling to hear you. I don't know whether maybe you could talk and then Jones would, tell me what you're saying.
Device is ready to pair. Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearer now.
Okay, that's fine. So my has to do with ladies not participating fully in leadership role as well. I think some of the setbacks, because having been through school for some years now, I've been a former leader before, but some ladies came to me, because when I came to the school first, I realized that a female, that was the first female as a president from HTU. So what I kept saying was that, now, where are the engineering students, the sharp guys, and accounting students? Before a lady became SRC president. Then I realized that probably that lady must have been someone who knows what she is about. And until then, you will not even come closer to the to the presidency. So I reached out to her, and what I realized was that she's smart. She knows what it's about. If we bring it down to the current list that we have now, people don't have that confidence as well. The societal societal abuse about ladies in leadership, because I was once told that the ladies from school, when they give them position, because something mafia you right now, so they don't even need to give them a higher position. And you know how ladies Ghana law favor them as well. For example, the running mates of NDC. So I was saying that yes, it's a woman. Take the message and leave the messenger alone. But I look as if we are equally focused on the messenger, leaving the message as well. So I think that ladies, they need to be encouraged in some of these things. Because if you know yourself, first of all, you have to know yourself and know what you do as an individual. Where I work, the organization which I work, it's a lady-centered organization. It's a foundation as well. I've given opportunity to ladies to participate, but it's as if a guy doing a lady's work, which is not befitting as well. But when you call them on board, they are not too convinced to take up the leadership position. But I don't know why the problem is. But I believe that in the 21st century as well, all of us have to come together, because even at home, it will require the cooperation of the man and the woman as well. You go to a point in time, you will need, they say two heads are better than one. And I don't know why ladies, like your good self, you knew what you are about. That's why you went for that, even though you lost, but it's something that you want to give to your people. But it doesn't mean that you became a loser. It's those who didn't vote for you that have lost the good thing that you have to give them as well. I think today's platform is a nice, and let's keep on encouraging our young girls. Tell them what, I think one thing they have to know is that you should know yourself, and you should know what you're about. I think that's the only thing that will make ladies venture into more of this leadership position as well. I think without that, I'm not too sure that the 40% women that we are talking about into leadership will be materialized.
All right.
As Parliament of Ghana is struggling to get as well. So that's what I have to say with this. Some of the setbacks. You have to know yourself and know what you are about. I think that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, so when I began the presentation, we spoke about the barriers and we spoke about the stereotypes, we We spoke about lack of confidence, and I think when it comes to people saying that a barrier could be an equal opportunities, I do not agree, because there are so many opportunities for young girls to thrive. So many. It's either they don't know, or they are not taking up the opportunities, or they just don't want to, or they are lazy, like fun facts. So that's not a barrier. There are so many opportunities for young people. And when it comes to what you are saying, I think those are just gender issues. Those are inequalities that exist. And when it comes to, I don't know whether I introduced, but I'm the national activist for UN Women in Ghana on the Stop the Violence project in Ghana. So when it comes to those inequalities, they exist. CSOs, other organizations NGOs are trying so hard to work on to the secretary positionings for me, or when it comes to maybe treasurer, the down ones. The PRO, they are meant for me. When it comes to the presidency and the treasurer and the top ones, it's a no-go area for me. So it all has to do with the very little things we do, the very little things we say to young females around us. So I hope I answered your question right. And any other question? We have Clever. I've not heard from you. On the call, I've not heard from Adams. I've not heard from Charles and Manuel. I want to hear your voice as well. Do you have any question or a contribution to what we've been discussing so far? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, so Bright, I hope I've answered your question. And I would want to hear from the others on the call as well. So Adams, can I hear from you? Charles, Kwame, can I hear from you? Clever, Manuel, I want to hear from you guys as well. Okay, so Manuel, let me hear from you.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. I would say thanks for the conversation. Really learned a lot. And currently, I'm also a leader, a president of my association, and I kind of face a whole lot of, little minor problems from some other colleagues. But since I've been able to, pick up one or 2 points from the conversation, I think I can work on myself to become a better leader. Thanks. Hello.
Yes, Bernadette, let's continue. I think your mic is mute.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Please, someone else raise their hands.
I think the others are shy for now, so perhaps by the time you are done, they'll speak.
Sure. So, basically, I've spoken about my personal experiences, you know, talking about the experiences you encounter when you want to contest. Sometimes you feel like you are not enough, this is not meant for you. You don't have the finances, because if you want to contest for UGSRC elections, you should have some 30,000 or 40,000 cedis laying in your account for logistics like printing materials. Oh yeah. Like you should. I mean, this is the system. Like we're talking about 60,000 people over here. You have to visit literally every room. You have to leave your stickers. You have to. I mean, it's politics. You have to give people would follow you not because they believe in you or because they know you're the nicest girl. No, no, no. Everybody's following you because I mean not everybody, but most people would follow you because they want some money. They want if after every campaign session you can't just tell them, oh, thank you for today, God bless you. Tomorrow morning you will see them. So you must have the money. And when it comes to a lot of young girls, when you consider all these things, you feel like, let me just not disturb myself, because once you get into it, there's no going back. You would have to do anything to get the money. And it's in that anything that you don't even want to venture in, because nobody will give you their money for free. Unless, of course, as I said earlier, having a personal, like a network of people who believe in you and are ready to invest in you. If you don't have that, you struggle getting finances. I mean, as a young girl, the truth, you go asking for funds, and you know the person coming to give you the funds is making all demands and all that. So there are lots of barriers to it. I mean, we can talk about a lot. Like we can literally talk about the things young girls encounter when they want to um enter leadership positions. Aside the stereotypes that say, "Oh, don't go in for it. You are." For me personally, I didn't experience that because I wasn't going to contest for presidency in the first place, because as I said, I've been doing a lot of advocacy since I went to school. Sometimes I literally don't even go like for class, like because I'm always like having to do a lot of extra activities outside school. So when I decided to contest for elections, I felt like I hadn't built like enough following on campus to like pull through. So it wasn't because somebody said, "Hey, you can't do it" or "You can't go there." I just felt like I wasn't too prepared for it anyway. So that's basically it when it comes to some of the challenges, or some of the laybacks. And I've already spoken about the confidence. I've spoken about um, the confidence. Sometimes it has to just do with you saying, "This is what I want, and this is what I would do to get it. No matter what, this is what I want." So I've seen um, Jones raising his hand. See if there's something he wants to say.
Thank you very much. I don't wanted to seek your opinion
Okay.
on more parliamentary situation and the parliamentary union have actually put forth a goal to all parliaments in Africa to ensure that there is at least 30% representation of females in parliament. It does not necessarily have to be reserved seats for parliament for female parliamentarians, but it could be the fact that they should try and reach that quota by getting as much as 30% of females elected to parliament. Currently, Parliament of Ghana has 40 female MPs, 20 on the side of the NDC, 20 on the side of MPP. And to bridge the quota of 30%, because we have 275 seats. When you divide it through, that will be 82, basically 83 that have to be females. I wanted to seek your opinion that you think possible for us to have as much as 82 females elect yes.
Oh, even more than that, I had to even go into a runoff, and a runoff is like they were different game altogether. A runoff is money because you're now trying to like collate all other forces behind you. So if that is just, SRC, let's talk about constituency elections, which which young person or young female would be able to raise that fast? Even the young men that are taking up this constituency elections. They ground. So imagine a young female. So there's progress, but we are still not yet there. To admit, we are still not yet there, and we hope we get there anytime soon.
Yes, I agree. We have had a female speaker before, Right Honorable Justice Bamfordado. I am awaiting the election of a female MP as a deputy speaker. We haven't had a female as a deputy speaker before, and if God being so good, we'll also soon have a female vice president. Her Excellency Nana Konedu, she attempted becoming the first female president, but it didn't work well because of, you spoke about network and alignment. Those didn't work out for her. Assuming she ended up becoming the presidential candidate for the NDC. As of then, perhaps she could have equally become the first female president. I've equally been watching from The country of John Magufuli, is that not Tanzania? Yes, Tanzania.
Tanzania has
When,
a female
yes,
president,
yes,
and she's doing
yes,
amazingly well.
yes, exactly. After her boss died, she took over and she's actually keeping up that same pace and energy. Yeah, so yeah, and you actually made mention of Adobia, the first female president for KNST. Just to confirm, I actually heard about UG having a female president before, but I heard that she was removed from office. I don't know how true is that. Yes, that basically brings to the next question. Anytime females are given the opportunity, they are supposed to maintain the pace and ensure that they pave the way for others. But some way, somehow, things don't go wrong and they end up blocking the opportunity for others. And we have had that situation with some portfolios, even in ATUSRC. The first female that comes off, she appears not to do so well, and then the situation continues. Females cannot do it. When they get there, they'll mess up. What is your reservation on that?
All right, so I mean, I think it's just like literally the same thing Adam has placed in the chat box as well. And can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and he's saying that let's slightly shift to the performance of females in power. Is their performance encouraging? Is their abysmal performance the reason why other females are afraid to take up leadership positions? And your question also has to do with sorry, what Jones, I didn't get you again.
Yeah, that's it. We are all in the same lane.
Exactly. So when it comes to men in leadership, we've had several men not performing. But we don't say that, okay, because Jones didn't do well, we will not vote for Michael. Is that true?
Oh, not really.
Do we say that because Jones did not vote, Jones did not do well in office, I will not vote for Adams because he's a man? We don't say that. Jones didn't do well, he didn't do well, so I'm voting for Clever the next day. But so why is that when it comes to females in leadership, we want to make it the gender talk because she didn't do well, we would never vote for a female again? I mean, there are I mean, personal experiences that even a female in a very like little position she wants to kill you because just by the fact that she's been there. So I mean, there are definitely like laybacks where we say that women are not performing in the positions they were given and all that. But we have several men performing very, very bad. But we do not say that, okay, because this man didn't do well, I'm never voting for a man in my life again. So I'm not talking about bad performance is not a reason for I mean, these are leadership issues and you took up the position to perform well. But this question or this thinking all boils down to the gender roles, the gender ways of thinking, the inequalities that exist. Why should you say that because she didn't perform, I'll never vote for a girl? Haven't you ever had men not performing so bad? Why didn't you say you will not? I think that's just like my answer to it. So let's all reflect on it. And in our dealings moving forward, do not say that, okay, because a female didn't perform, I'm never going to allow a female or give my support to a female to be in a position. Because if it's like that, then it should be a gender talk. It should be us saying that, okay, because James didn't perform well, I'm never voting for a man again. But we do not hear that. But when it's our females, we just put this tag on them, and I think it's not fair. That's what boils down to the inequalities we are talking about. I just hope I've answered that and I've not shot you guys.
Oh, fantastic. Don't worry about that. You have dealt with it.
Yeah. So Adams, I hope I answered you as well. So with my presentations, I had to talk about the importance of empowering females, I spoke about the layback effect and its impacts. I shared personal experiences and then how to overcome the layback effect. So the next thing I have here is my conclusion. So if
Yes, before you go to the conclusion, I think another female just entered here, Magdalene Aduko. I think we are speaking on a topic that you are obsessed with. Please just give your commentaries before the guest concludes your presentation. Or if she's not ready yet, you can conclude so that we have questions and answers, and then we bring the session to a close.
all right. So to
I think
conclude,
Clever wants to speak.
all right.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes, Clever. Let's hear from you.
Yes. Jones. Good evening, the house. My name is Madeline Ediako Madelisa. Yes, I just joined, and I love the fact that the guest is talking about the fact that when we come into power, mostly in student leadership, and we take roles, and then when we fail, the other part of students judge us by the performances. Any conclusion of saying because one came to fail, we will not vote for another female. And then to the fact that she added, yes, mostly in relationship, you see, all men treat women differently, but there hasn't been any way that a woman has said, because of how this man treated me, I will not date or marry again. And then I love the fact that he used that example. I always say the fact that you had an accident doesn't mean you won't take a car. That same car that made you get an accident is the same car that you will be taken in for hospital. So I think this is a topic on its time, and I just joined at the right very time. So I will like the host and the guest to continue with it and then conclude it. I'm really enjoying it. Sadly, I didn't join earlier, and then I think Jones, when you upload it, I will try and get time to listen to every single point she made. I really enjoy it. Keep it up, ma'am.
thank you so much. Yeah, so basically that's it. Would you say that because the female didn't do well, you would not want to put a female in the position? Because we have men, like several, like countless men in positions that you know that this person didn't do well, he didn't do well at all. But when it's about a female, I mean you can give several examples about men in leadership doing a lot of things. I mean, doing all the bad things that are morally not good. But let's just say a woman come. I mean, I don't even want to make examples because this will be uploaded. But let's just a woman in leadership do something small. Hey, she's I mean, she's done the worst ever that could happen. So I feel all has to boil down to the gender. I mean, the stereotypes that we have about women. So to conclude, I think we are talking about females in leadership and overcoming the layback effect. So I think that we should encourage young people to be specific females. Let's encourage them to take up leadership roles. Let's let's be there for them. Let's push them. I think that the best thing you could do to a young person is to encourage the young girl. You are worth it. You can do it. Let them be, and then it all has to do with the young female being assertive. I mean, one of the ways of also overcoming the layback effects is having a self. I mean, advocating for yourself, saying that I can do it. Like it is meant for me. It is for me. It's not for any other person. So I'll go in for it. How bad can it get? So all has to do with the young female advocating for herself and also going in for it and not saying that it's not for me, it's not meant for me. Because girl, that space is for you. Go grab it. Go shine. Go do your own thing. I mean, just be you in whatever space you find yourself. So I'm open for more questions and then we just wrap up.
Yes, thank you, Clever. Yes, Clever. I think I saw his hand up. Clever, you can ask your question.
Okay.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry I joined a bit late, but it's
Okay.
nice conversation. I'm Clever Mande from Uganda.
Okay.
I have enjoyed, of course, the conversation about leadership in women. But for me, one of the things that I see trying to bring women back, it is the emotional conscience or the emotional intelligence, like how to deal with their emotions. Leadership, most of the times, it needs someone with a tough skin, being built up in a way that you're not going to be taken, of course, by some small things. Because, for example, here in Uganda, there is a lot of criticism and optimism and everything. There are a lot of things, and of course, opposition trying to attack the people in government. So they throw all kind of bad things to the government. And I have seen cases where when a lady, for example, when a politician, an opposition leader somewhere, when he goes to the public and attacks and hits a lady who is in position, that lady becomes weak in that aspect and tries to fight back in a way that shouldn't be the way she should have done it. Yes. For example, you find that even in parliament, our prime minister, she's a lady, and one day in parliament, I think she had one time made a statement that she didn't have much information about, and it was on record. So when they went to parliament, and it was about these human rights, there's someone who was abducted and taken and taken. They don't know where he was, and he was from opposition. And then the leader of opposition in parliament had to attack that leader and say, you made it on record that you know where this person is. And the lady, in parliament, she came out, she was upset, said all kind of things. And we who were in the, of course, in the community and in the country, we really saw that she was weak in that area. And there are many other young. There's also an MP who was attacked, I think, by an opposition leader in a gathering, and she was called all sorts of things, and then she had to take the fight to parliament, all those kinds of things. So I think one of the things that maybe the ladies have to deal with is their emotional. Like when you're to go for leadership, you have to grow this thing. You don't be offended so easily, like to mind about small things which might ruin you, because the next time people might think, now we are going to put this lady and she's going to not just be, you can't be like a baby, So I don't know how you see that, and I don't know how you plan to the women cope up with that. But that's what I can say. Otherwise, thank you so much. The conversation is wonderful. I pray that I will always listen in whenever I have time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and it's so nice to hear from you. Our greetings to Ugandans, to Uganda as well. So, emotional sensitivity is, I think we spoke about it early on, and it is so true. It's one of the reasons why people would not want to have or to put a young female or a female into leadership positions, because they say, okay, women are so sensitive, women are perceived to be weak, and to an extent, this is true. To some extent, it's not true. And as I think Jones asked a question about someone, and I was saying that people handle their emotions differently. So it's definitely something we have to learn and build on. Read, learn how to work on your emotions better. But you cannot always tell. Someone might handle it differently. You might do something to me and I'll just close an eye, and you can do the same thing to someone, a person would cry about it. So these are more like individual issues, and obviously as a leader you have to work on that, because it can be something that can bring you down. Because I was talking about instances where people do certain things to me as a leader, and I'm just coming to call them out. Like, I just want to talk about, I just want everybody to hear me out. But, that's one of the things about having mentors and right people in your circle. They're like, oh no, don't go there, don't go there. Don't talk about it, just ignore. You are too emotional. So, of course, I experienced it, but on the outside, you might not see that, okay, she's so emotional. But it's because I learned to handle things like better. And sometimes just ignore or not handle things publicly as a leader. So basically, that's just it. So if there's no question, James and the others on the call, I think would want to be wrapping up. So if there's any other question from anyone, I mean, we have James, Adams, Magdalene, Winpan. See if I can hear from you. Marked what you say, not necessarily the question. If you have a contribution. Hello. All right, sure, Magdalene. Right. Yeah.
Yes, so I think mine will be a remark and then a contribution.
All right, sure. That's
So,
fine.
yes, there are lots of women doing extremely well in their offices. What I would say today is, as young as we are, as good leaders as we want to be, if a woman rise up for a leadership position, we should study the person. We should read the person. We should get into the heart of the person. We should know who the person is. That will make it so easily to know who the person is. It's either we are to support the person or not. There is this saying, Suban to say, meaning an attitude is like a pregnancy, it doesn't hide. As time goes on, as you are studying the person, you get to know who the person is. They used to say, if you want to know the potential of every individual, being a male or a female, is through. If you give a woman power, yes, the person becomes bossy, the person becomes arrogant, but it's not at all cases. If you go to K University, their president is a female and she's doing very well. But if you go to some schools, their females have failed, and it has made a remark that every female that will come will fail. But hell no, that is not the cases. If you go to some faculties, some departments, their leaders are female. They are doing very well. So I think we should abolish the barbaric mind that we are having that every female fails, so every female will fail. It's never true. Let's trust the female we are having. Let's entrust in them. Let's give them the power. They can do it. There are schools, they are having vice chancellors. They are female. Dean of students, that are female. The dean of departments, departmental heads, dean of faculties. They are females, but they are doing extremely well. Even yourself as a female, you are doing good. So we shouldn't focus on the how did they call it?
The
The
glass ceiling.
softness of, exactly, the softness of that people. Women are very soft. Yes, we are. But behind every
Naturally,
successful
that's how they
woman,
been made, yeah.
yes, behind every successful woman is a man. It can be your friend, your father, or whoever it is. So I think now is the time that we should rise and then push women there. They can do it. We should count every single woman there that they can do it. Women are doing it. We are doing it and we can.
Yeah.
So I am very glad that YIP think much about women. That most of their activities, they include women. Just that is what I like about it. Just that. Women are doing it. Yes, they are. I'm not surprised there will be a time Ghana can have a female women. We are doing it. So I think we should all sit right now and then give the women the opportunities. Thank you.
You're welcome so much, Magdalene. It's been nice having you on the call. So thank you guys so much, and thank you for having me on this call. I'm so glad. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm equally excited. I'm happy that this has gone on well without fail. And I want to, on behalf of the entire movement and the parliament as well, thank Miss Bernadette Seyram Azah. Yeah. We unveiled that she's a Hutarian. I'm also a Hutarian. So the next time you come to Ho, ensure that's what we meet.
I'll
And of
definitely
course,
do that.
yes, if you are in Ho and Youth Impact Parliament is having a sitting, please try and pass by.
Sure.
Yeah. We have a sitting next week, Sunday. I'm not sure you're in Ho. Are you in Ho right now?
No. I don't think I'll be in hold after. I think till after, I guess, or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah.
So the next time you come, try and
Yeah.
pass by.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I want to thank you very much. You know, this is not the first time I approach you about this, but luckily you realize that Charlie, the guy wants you to come and speak. So
He definitely.
finally accepted.
It's just me and my tight shadows. Because
Yeah.
aside school, I do a lot of stuff aside school. So I'm
Yeah.
literally like always on the move, and sometimes it can really get overwhelming. So
Yes,
yeah, but
yes.
I'm
Well,
glad I could show up and it was successful.
exactly. And I'm happy you have accepted to do this presentation. So just as Magdalene has resonated, and so as Cleveland from Uganda, we are very happy that you have presented yourself to give this presentation, and we are happy about it. Hopefully from this,
So much.
the stereotyping would change.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not going to be like this forever, because in other countries, females are leading, and you cannot claim that they cannot do it if females are the head of state, head of government, leader of parliamentary business, speaker and chief justice. In such a country, you cannot be stereotyped with thinking that women cannot do it, because obviously the women are the one leading you, and we are hopeful that it had been in Ghana once in a bloom when we had a female chief justice and a female speaker, but as of now, males are controlling and leading all forums of government. But however, another time will come that will have more females
Exactly.
leading the arms of government. So once again, I want to say thank you to you and to our participants and our viewers who equally watch this program and appreciate it. I want to thank everyone once again, and of course, the Almighty God for making this a possibility without incidents. So we'll close with a closing prayer. So, Magdalena, would you mind to give us the closing prayer? Yes, give us the closing prayer, Magdalene. Or if it's not ready yet, I'll just proceed to give the closing prayer. So, Father Lord, we thank you very much for this day. As we have been able to hold this program, we are grateful to you for making it a success, and we call for all future viewers to equally enjoy and harness this impact and this knowledge Madame Bernadette has shared with us, and we call and pray for her in her future endeavors, that she becomes a star that we all look up to and admire, and raise the Black Star of Ghana high. In the name of Jesus, we thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much and have a nice evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.